All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rukakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and to the Achaeans who are out there pushing this truth for the edification of the body and for the building of the church. To you I salute. I want to do this brief lesson on Isaiah 52 and verse 6. And it states, "Therefore, my people shall know my name. Therefore, they shall know in that day that I am he that doth speak. Behold, it is I." Okay? Yahushai. Okay? He is saying, my people shall know my name. Okay? And they, okay? Therefore, they shall know in that day, okay, that I am he that doth speak. Okay? This is referring to a particular day. All right? The day when in the late 1960s and early 1970s, okay, when Abba Bibbin began the teaching of the gospel in the spirit of Elijah, came in the spirit of Elijah. All right? And not before then, not in 30 AD or 33 AD, when the Roman Catholic Church and okay, or the first century, okay, because this is when they come with the false prophet, okay, teaching Christian false Christian doctrine, the Roman Catholic Church, okay, and Revelation 16 and 13. Okay, speak of this, because it states that, "And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs came out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet." The beast is the European nation, the European Union, Nathan. Okay, and the false prophet we know is the Roman Catholic Church. Okay, all right. So let's go into Revelation 20 and 7, and it'll give us more information. Okay, it'll bring it more clear to who these false prophets really is. Okay, Revelation 7:20 and 7. "And when 1,000 years was expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison." Okay, Satan, the so-called devil, Esau, the devil, okay, the so-called white man, was loosed out of the prison, out of the bottomless pit, out of Europe. He was released. Okay, then he went out colonizing the world and spreading this false pagan Christian doctrine. Okay, let's go into Revelation 20 and 8. "And shall go out to deceive the nation which are scattered in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea." Okay, so Esau, the so-called devil, okay, he's going out. Esau, scatter and distract, okay, disperse, okay, disorganize, okay. He distract with Christianity, force that on the Israelites, the nation of Israel, okay, during slavery. This Christian doctrine was forced on our forefathers during slavery, okay, and then until the coming of the Elijah, Abba Bibbins, in 1960, the late 1960s, okay, and early 1970. This is when the gospel of Yahweh Shai Mashiach started preaching, started teaching, okay. But the false prophet, the Antichrist doctrine, they was over here, okay, from the when they brought us over here as slaves from the transatlantic slave trade. Okay, let's go more into it. Okay, let's go more in depth into it. Let's go to John chapter 16, verse 32. And John chapter 16, verse 32 will tell us of us, inform us also of Yahushua stated this. "Behold, the hour cometh, yea. Okay, this is in red. The hour cometh, yea, is now come, that ye shall be scattered, every man to his own, and shall leave me alone, and yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me. Okay, so we were scattered. All right, and Yahweh Shai made mention of speak of this. The hour cometh when we shall be scattered. Okay, and let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 64 for further source. Okay, to give added source and information on us being scattered. Okay, Deuteronomy 28 and 64 states, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto another, even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, okay, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Okay, the Most High summoned Esau, the devil. Okay, the Roman Catholic Church, they send their beast nation into the west coast of Africa. Okay, they know that after the Jerusalem, okay, was conquered by the Romans, okay, in 70, okay, the Israelites flee into the west coast of Africa and were taken from there. All right, the Most High summoned Esau, the devil, to scatter Israel. As a result, they became disorganized and distracted, okay, serving gods of wood and stone, serving the gods of Esau and the gods of Ishmael, okay. But his chosen, from whom, okay, he chose from the foundation of the world, he gave his name to his chosen, okay, who took heed, okay, to his word and his laws. His chosen took heed to his words and his law, okay, and they identified with his name, okay. They identified with the name Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, okay, and not Jesus Christ, okay, who the so-called Christian, okay, serve and worship as their God, okay, deceived, distracted, disorganized, okay, and that's what happened as a result of slavery, okay, the false prophet, okay, false and pagan doctrine. All right, let's go to Ephesians 1 and 4, okay, Ephesians 1 and 4, because his chosen, okay, his chosen that keep his name, that okay, take heed to his word and his name, they were chosen from the foundation of the world, okay, from the beginning of the world, from the foundation, the very foundation of the world, his elect were chosen. All right, Ephesians 1 and 4, according as he had chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame, okay, before him in love, okay. His chosen elect will know his name and will walk according to his law, statute, and commandment, okay, being holy without blame. All right, the next precept let's go to is John 17 and 6, okay, John 17 and 6, okay. These are his chosen, okay, the election. All right, these are his the man whom he would give his name to, okay. John 17 and 6, I have manifest thy name unto the man which thou givest me out of the world, okay, unto the man which thou givest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou givest them me, and they have kept thy word. Okay, the election, his chosen elect, okay, man, okay. He said, the man whom thou give me okay, and not woman, okay? The man whom thou givest me. So let your woman keep silent in the church, because they are not permitted to speak. And if they are to learn anything, let them ask their husband at home. 1 Corinthians 14 and 34. Okay? So this gospel, okay, is to be given unto the man, to be preached unto the man. For it is a shame for women to preach, to teach. Okay? But you go into this Christian church, the majority of, and they're always woman pastors. Okay? Up in the pulpit, that's all you see of them, them big broad hat. Okay? Women. Okay? So that is the doctrine of the Antichrist. That is the teaching of the Antichrist. Because you all get your woman in leadership role in the church. And they are not permitted to speak. They are not permitted to teach this gospel. Okay? If they are to learn anything about this word, let them learn from their husband at home. But that is not the case in the Christian church. Okay? All right. This is John, the next precept, John 17 and 26. John 17 and 26. And I have declared unto them thy name, and will declare it. Okay? That the love wherewith thou hast loved me, okay, may be in them, and I in them. Okay? The love of the Father will be in us. Okay? The love of the Father will be in us. Okay? We have the love of the Father. Okay? The world has not the love of the Father. That's why you see all this hatred and covetousness and backbiting and adultery and evil and wickedness. Because they have the love of the Antichrist. The love of Cesar Borgia, a.k.a. Jesus. Okay? And that's why you see all kind of adultery and whatnot in the churches and whatnot. And fornication and homosexuality. All of them even, okay? You even get homosexual in okay? In the pulpit. In the choirs. Leading the choirs. Okay? Leadership role, homosexual and woman. It is abomination. Okay? But this is the doctrine of the Antichrist. This is the teaching of the Antichrist. Okay? And the love of the Father is not in them. Okay? I hope this lesson was edifying and it serves its purpose. Shalom.